Well, I don't even know if this is recording. I think it is. This is a message to my daughter, Kamila. Um, so I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see this or understand. Hopefully you understand English, but I want to talk to you about your dad because I don't know how to say. I don't know how I will say this to you when I'm already recovered from getting over your dad, or I don't know how I'm gonna be able to tell you later on. Um, since it's gonna be a little bit more time and I'll have time to heal and it's gonna be different. I'm gonna tell you things now when I'm still going through this because I know that if you're watching this video, it's because you're probably questioning why did he leave or something like that. So I'm gonna tell you right now. So when your dad, when you were born, well, okay, let's go back. I met your dad on April 15th, and on April 21st we started to date. And it is very quickly. I know we didn't even have a week to get to know each other. But see, your mom has always been crazy, meaning me. I'm always been crazy. And before your father, I have fallen in love with somebody that I was in love with for a very long time. Before I met your father, since I was in 3rd grade or something like that. A really long time. And he broke up with me. And then I met your dad. His, that guy's mother brought me to church, and that's where I met your father. And you might be thinking, what? Like, that's crazy. I actually went to a church retreat, which is you go and you have an experience with God, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's up to you whether you want to feel that experience or not. And I wanted to. I really wanted to, so I went in there with the intentions of feeling a presence and understanding things. But your father kind of distracted me from what I went there to do, and we just started hanging out. I mean, I always went to him because he couldn't find his way to me because he didn't have a car. His parents didn't have a car. Sometimes he would come with his grandma, and his grandma was mostly the one that would drive him around and drive us around. And I had a car, so I would go see him and bring him to my house, and it was just, I loved your dad like crazy. Everything was perfect. We had nothing, to be honest. We didn't have food. We didn't have, like, we would find a way to eat and stuff, but we didn't have our own food. We didn't have our own house, but we did have a little apartment that I got through my family, through my grandma. And, it wasn't hard because I loved him so much that to me it didn't matter what we had and what we didn't have. I was grateful for what we had at the time. I was grateful for what I had with him and what I thought was real. And we have talked, and I was told I couldn't have babies, and I really wanted you. Like, I really, really wanted you. So I talked to him, and I said, listen, I know we haven't been dating for that long, but we moved on into this quickly, so might as well just go. So I really wanted a baby, and I told him I really want to try to have a baby now as I'm young because I'm afraid that I won't be able to have kids in the future. And I always wrote to you on a little diary that looks just like this, but it was green. It looked just like this, but it was green. And I always used to write to you, but I didn't know that you were you yet. And I always used to write to you and do little drawings with me, pregnant with you, and it was just a dream that I had very strongly of having you. And he said yes, but he never really meant it. Like, I didn't see it in then, but I do see it now. Your father just wanted the easy life and wanted nothing to do with responsibility, and I literally did everything that the man is supposed to do. And I'm not saying that there's a woman in a man role, but in some situations there is, as like the protector of the home. If there is a man there, then the man should be the protector. And I was the protector, and I did everything. I did everything for your dad. I applied for jobs for him while he was sitting there playing video games. He just put no interest whatsoever in trying to build a family and go on our own. And it was my fault because, I should have jumped in with somebody that I didn't know that well. But I loved him. There was something about him that it was just like I really loved him. And 5 months go by. Well, actually, 1 month after we met is when when I fell pregnant with you, because we tried very early, and I got pregnant with you. And time flies. 5 months, I decided that it wasn't safe to be in Puerto Rico anymore, because the hospitals in that time, the whole Zika thing was going on, and there was just a lot of in and out of the hospital emergency room because the appointments over there take months to happen. And if you don't believe me, honey, I will take you one day so you can see how long it takes for you to get an appointment. I didn't want to lose you for anything. Like, I was so afraid that if I stayed there, I would lose you, and you were my biggest dream. So I talked to him, and I told him, I love you so much, but I need to leave to the United States, and I will get you as soon as I can. I left in October, and I worked from October to December 16th, which is not a lot. Only 3 months. But I worked very hard, pregnant with you. I was lifting heavy boxes. I was doing everything that I was not supposed to do as I was pregnant with you. And I did it all because I wanted your father to be here with us, and I wanted him to see you be born, and I wanted us to build a family, which I knew. I didn't know at the time. I was blind. I was totally blind. I didn't realize that he didn't want a family. I didn't realize. And I didn't realize because he was so manipulative and would kiss my belly and be like, I love you, baby girl. I'm never going to leave your side, meaning both you and I. And he lied. It was something he would swear. He would be like, I swear on Kamila that I didn't cheat on you. But in reality, he did. So while I was working my ass off for that long, he ended up cheating on me while I was pregnant with you. And the girl tells me that it happened while we were living in Puerto Rico and when I left as well. She told me that every time he would tell me that he was going to go play video games, basketball with his friends, while I stayed home cleaning and cooking for him, she just told me that he would go to her house and cheat on me, basically. And then I forgave him because the love makes you blind. And I forgave him, and I shouldn't have, but I really wanted you to have a father. I did all of this because I wanted you to have a dad. I wanted you to experience what I didn't get to experience. And I don't want to cry, but I loved your dad a lot, and he ended up betraying me. And I don't want you to hate him. I want you to make your own choice and see for yourself the type of person he is, but I don't want you to get hurt. And that is why I kept you away for so long, because at the beginning when you were born, he was a great father. He always went and laid with you and always laid you on his chest and always kissed you and always sang to you. But that didn't last long. He turned 3 months. He leaves because, once again, he cheated on me. And this time it was with a girl I thought was my best friend. She didn't do anything with him, and because she didn't want to, but he was 100% willing to do whatever. And I know this is probably not something you want to hear. A lot of people might tell me, why are you telling your daughter this? But I love when my mom's honest with me, and I like honesty. And if I want you to be honest with me, I have to be honest with you. And your father, I loved him a lot, but he's full of lies. He's full of lies. I mean, you're, as of today, November 24th, 2017, you are 9 months old, and he has not once texted to check up on you and see how you are. And it killed me, because I saw the love he had for you, and it just disappeared. And I can't imagine that, because the love I have for you can never disappear and will never disappear. And it was just weird. We went through so much that in such little time that I thought I knew him, and I didn't know him. And if you want to meet your father, it's okay. But I'm not saying I don't want you to, because I know what I did for you, and I know what I did for him, and I know that you are a grateful young girl, and I love you for that. I know you're going to be a grateful girl, and that's all I ask, is for God to help me guide you the right way. So you're crying. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I don't know where I left off, but I loved your dad, and he decided to leave on his own, and within less than a year, less than 8 months, he got a new girlfriend. He says he loves her and blah blah blah, and does all these things to hurt me, and says all these things to hurt me. And no matter how much I keep telling him, like, I want our family to be together, I sound stupid, because you shouldn't beg a guy for nothing, you know? You are you, and you are in charge of your own happiness, and not a guy. And I just wanted you to have a father, and I didn't want you to hate me. I didn't want you to think it was your fault, because it's not your fault at all, hon. It's not your fault. I'm still here. You have your grandma. You have your uncles. You have everybody who loves you, and you know that loves you and supports you and wants the best for you. And like my mom always told me, you cannot miss what you never had. I had a bit of my dad, a little bit older than you, which makes it harder, because I actually remember him, and you don't. So it's not easier for you, but might be a little bit more confusing. You might want to see him, you might want to ask him questions, and if you do, that's okay. You're crying again. Alright, hon, I'm gonna try to finish this video quickly, because you keep waking up, so I'm gonna go lay down with you, because that's what you want. You love being under mom's armpit for some reason. Like I said, I don't know why you want to be there, but like I say, you don't need him. You are in charge of your own happiness, and I love you so much. I can be your father, girl. I love you so much. And yes, your mom is silly. I love you to bits, baby girl. Don't ever forget that. I'm 20 years old. And again, it is November 24th, 2017. This is a journey for both of us, and just know that if somebody else comes into mommy's life, it's totally okay. It's totally okay, and we can all be happy together. I got a lot to show you, girl. I love you so much, okay? Please listen to me when I tell you things, because I know what pain feels like. I've been through it all my life, and I can tell you more of it if you want to ask about it. And just trust me, I've been through a lot since I was born, probably. A lot. And I love you. And I'm glad that I get to share this journey with you of me growing and enjoying in my life and teaching you how to enjoy yours and be a happy little girl. And you'll always be my little girl, no matter how old you are. So I love you, baby. Don't ever forget that, please. And if I ever yell at you for something, it's only because I want the best for you. I want the best for you. Sometimes I yell at you right now because you don't eat. Or I yell at you because you're getting on the edge of the bed. Does any of that sound like something bad? I don't want anything bad to happen to my baby. And yeah, I love you to bits and pieces, and I hope that this video still exists when you're a little bit old enough to understand everything I just said, and all that I said is the truth. And like I said, your father is going to try and say a million other things to you, but just know, baby girl, I've been here through it all with you. I wouldn't lie to you about any of the things. You know, I could tell you right now that I hate him, this and that, but no. I loved him. I don't hate him. I loved him. He just wasn't mature enough and didn't want a family, so he moved on to something new and whatever. I mean, he could have done better. He could have been there, but why are you going to hold on to that grudge if it's not doing anything good for you? Might as well just let it go and to keep moving on with your life. You never needed him. You've got me, and that's all that matters. And I love you, and you can always talk to me about anything, and you know it. And that's it. And I really hope that you get to watch this video.